Well, hello again, and here we are on the fifth. This is the fifth installment of the. This is the Wheel of Samsara. That's the Tonka that I have in the picture right next to me, and we're going over some pieces that we should. Let's see if I can move this whole thing over a little. There we go. We're going to go over the second part of the Wheel of Dependent Origination. Now, the very first one we did, we talked about the three modes of suffering, or the three causes of suffering: the ignorance and the attachment or pride and greed, as well as enmity, right? So we talked about those, we worked through a little bit of karma, and we've gone through the very first part of the wheel of dependent origination up here. As we can see, that's that outer ring. This was ignorance, avidya, the blind man, right? He's not being able to see things because he's ignorant of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path and all of these other things in Buddhism that can help us release ourselves from this wheel of samsara, the wheel of becoming, right? So we can become emancipated, not be stuck on the wheel and constantly just being driven by this guy Mara, right? Who's going to turn that wheel, or Yama, is going to turn that wheel and causes problems throughout. Right? So this section part here, this is the second part of that wheel, and we're looking at this is a man making pottery. So what does that mean? How do we think about that one? Right? So the idea of this one is material goods and the craving from a rising of ignorance. We want something. We want to make something in the world. We want to make something for ourselves. We want to be attached to those material things, something clay, something hard, something tangible. But we know because of ignorance, and as long as we crave those things, they're going to be fleeting because pots break. Really, that's really what this is trying to think of. So we have to like get into the idea of the head of what's going on with these photos or these little pictures, and then try to come up with an idea of what we're trying to get away from: formations, desires. We want something to be beautiful. We want it to be useful. We want it to be um, capable of doing something for us, right? That's the way we want to be. So that's a little bit of attachment. We're looking at attachment and ignorance, right? And enmity, maybe not so much, but we may get mad when things break, and that's really not good. So like, there's stories of, you know, realizing that your cup is only useful because it is empty, and two, because it's not broken. But if it's broken, it's still just it's just something that happened. We'll have to get another one. We're not going to be so upset about our favorite cup breaking. It was already broken in the world, really, and we were just like weren't experiencing it at the time. So we have to let go of our attachments to wanting this is my favorite cup and the favorite top, which this one luckily has not crushed yet or smashed yet, but it will. Someday it'll be gone. Someday it'll be in a dumpster, or someday it'll be out in the ground, just pieces. Someone will find interesting pieces of porcelain. That's all it'll be. But I'm not too attached to it. I want to keep it clean and keep it useful, right? Um, the idea of this one here called samudaya, right, or sankara, which means material attachment or formations, right? Mental, not mental formations. It's physical manifestations, manifestations of things. Okay, so here again, we're looking back at the entire wheel of samsara, going through. We're doing these quickly, 4 or 5 minutes, 6 minutes each. Want to get through the entire wheel. We're going to go through the outer rim first, and look, we see the next one we're going to come up against. Part number 3, we're going to see a monkey in a tree. And there's a lot of stories with this one as well. This has to do with some more ignorance, right, and frivolity and things like that. And misunderstandings really is what these are. So this is the entire idea of these 12 bits of the wheel of samsara, dependent origination, is to get us to start thinking and to get us to start practicing and looking at the way we can apply something like um, greed or desire, uh, not apply it, but apply the release of it in our lives. So when something goes wrong, like your tire goes flat, or your cup breaks, or something like that, is to not, you're going to be angry, you're going to be frustrated, it's going to be frustrating, it's going to be inconvenient. These things are going to happen, but the idea is, as we practice through these things, to let go. They bother us less. We try to plan for them ahead of time. When I was younger, I'd let my tires go until they were so bald the air was showing through. And the way now I'm, for some reason, very attached. I really dig nice tire tread. I don't know why. It must be an older guy thing or something. I don't know. But I really like tire tread, and I get really good tires on my car, and it makes a big difference. Now I don't have to worry about as much as sliding in the snow or sliding on wet pavement or having a very small nail pop my tire or damage the tire. And I get my tires, say, example, at a place where I have free repairs, which is pretty usual. Anyway, so much for tires, but I mean, that's the kind of idea. When things happen, we want to try to recover quickly. I've had flat tires, they're very inconvenient. They're a real pain. I get completely dirty trying to change it myself. Once I change it, I gotta then spend the extra time to go to the mechanic and get it fixed. Well, I can be upset about it, or I can just make it a thing and just deal with it, right? I understand that tires are impermanent. There are things on the street to watch out for. If I can't see them, well, then I don't know that they're there. I'm just ignorant of them. That's okay, but I'm not ignorant that they can't happen. I'm not so upset that something occurs, like I drop my cup and it shatters, and now I'm upset at what, gravity? Gravity, a hard floor, that this wasn't made of iron or something. So I need to like visualize and really spend my time to be able to let go when things go wrong. That's what we're talking about here. How we bounce back. Now, I've met monks all over the world. Actually, I'll be going to another installment of the United Nations Day of Vesak soon. And there I either present or I'm on a panel or a delegate or whatever. And in those, I interview monks. I interview monks and nuns. And I'm telling you, they get frustrated with things. They get upset with things. They cry about things. I've seen them upset. And you know what? They bounce back quickly because they practice this stuff here. Maybe not exactly like this one, but I mean, it's part of the practice. It's to understand the impermanence of things, understand that there is troubles and suffering, and that we are subject to those kind of things, and that, you know what, the body is not the self, the mind is not the self, all this stuff is not the self. We're trying to let go of the attachment to those. Okay, anyway, this is Reverend Sean of the Center Path. I hope you guys are doing well. Continue on with these. Don't forget to go to the bottom, like I think it's like right, where's that, right there, right there, should be like subscribe. And then up here at the top, I should have another video. But look for these ones. They're usually named something like Samsara, Thanka, class number blank or whatever. And you can start at class 1 and go through. We're going to go through the entire thing. So anyway, take care. And if you want to check other things, leave me a comment. I do check those. And we'll talk to you soon.